Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Completely. And you want to play with Allah with your little minds. I don't even try to hold what Allah give me inside here. I let it flow through because I know I can't master it. The weight of it is too heavy for me. So therefore, I don't go about trying to claim that I'm better than anybody else. But I challenge you to come and try to take this truth.
Yeah.
You know, all you chumps. You know what I'm saying? Like the man who say, I'm ready to match with any man. You know? Huh? And he come to refashion the word, refashion the religion. Huh? And you ready to match with any man. Allah never put that on a prophet or a holy man. I'm come to challenge every mind. What that's all about? Huh? I tell you, you can't beat this truth I got. But I'm not here to challenge my mind with your mind because it might be Allah's design to make nothing come out of me. Therefore I lose. But in my losing, you lose.
Yeah.
Because surely you're going to think you're a greater God.
Yeah.
You know, this is all real, people. You know, this moment is real, and I had moment. And I had moment is an eternal moment. Huh? And I had, for those of you Muslims who know Arabic, you know it means one. The one. Huh? Allahu A.H.A.D. Yeah, and it's eternal. This is its moment. The time of the hour is now. Muhammad didn't know the time. I know the time. We in the time. But Muhammad knew that there will be one resurrected from among the warners of old. And I lived the life of being Samuel in the past. I lived amongst the old. And I've come many times that Allah has caused me to realize in my mind, giving me confirmation in the womb of my mother about this life that I did not want to come into. But here I am. And unfortunately, I don't care how many hell boys they put up and try to take us down, the jinn knows they can't take us down. See, you young brothers, not the young brothers, but you Muslims who were misguided, you know, years ago coming around talking about assassinating and even plotting and planning to do those things as though the angels didn't see you and didn't know, as though Allah wasn't present in your planning. Not even your government that you fear has been able to take us down. How you gonna stop this word? I can't stop until Allah stop me. Not the devil, not the jinn, not the men, Allah. Because Allah got control over everything. That you may find out in this life, but you will find out when you go to the throne of judgment. Oh yeah, when your body open up as a book on you, huh?
Yeah.
Confirm that they received the message too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It clears the bell to them. They'll know and they'll dread. Dread that time.
You know, it's a sad thing when you go into the Quran and Allah opens it up to you and show you so clearly that this book was meant for this day and time. So much is said in it, you can see clearly if you get away from that italicizing. You know, if you get away from that, you can see so clearly how the meanings of what's been said in the translations is not even the same.
That's it.
You know, and then if you don't study Arabic, because I always say, you know, the only reason I would learn Arabic is so that I could learn the Holy Quran in Arabic. For no other reason. But you brothers and sisters want to run around here talking about the Arabic is the holy language.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm not going to degrade the Arab so much, but if that's a holy language, then what is the problem in the Middle East?
Right.
If they all speak in the holy language, what is the problem in Southwest Asia?
Yeah.
In North Africa? What is the problem if that's the holy language? Is the holy language confused like the people of Nimrod? In the Tower of Babel?
Yeah.
I think not. I think that you missed the point about what the holy language is.
Yes.
Because all the prophets have spoken the holy language. I understand the holy language and I speak the holy language. But to you, it sounds like English.
Right.
Therefore, since you don't hold English as holy,
Right.
you can't hear me. You need something foreign that's confusing so you can say, I agree.
Interesting. Weren't there a bunch of Arabs that fought against Muhammad when he
Yes.
was speaking to them in Arabic?
Yes.
Sure it was.
It was all Arabs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, a lot
Mhm.
of rearrange that.
On the fight, you know.
People who came from the deserts of Asia and Africa and the Middle East, from all the religions of the time, had come to Mecca, and they are the ones who as a group came against Muhammad, wanted to kill Muhammad, causing Allah to send Muhammad to Medina, to the Jews,
To the Jews, right.
who became the first believers.
That's right.
I mean, as a group.
As a group, yeah.
Yeah. After Ali and them.
That's right.
And then they, who were Jews in Medina, came back and took over Mecca.
That's right. That's right.
Therefore, Muhammad was speaking to the Jews in much of that Quran.
Much of this.
And if you read carefully, you'll see where the abrupt endings of some of his conversations, where he go from talking about this day and time to his people, saying, you know,
Right.
what's wrong with you? You want to challenge me? I'm a messenger. You want to challenge me about the one to come?
Right.
In the hour? What do you know about the hour? He was talking to his people. You know, Muhammad wasn't riding around on a magic carpet. You know, he wasn't, you know, where you Muslims try to put him. He was standing on the ground, sitting down, just like us, talking. Allah gave him the power of the word. Huh?
That's what it's at.
Gave him the power of the word. And now you try to make sense of the pen.
There you go.
Because the words is broken up, you gonna let your scholars add words in there when you should leave it alone and seek the unseen yourself.
Right.
If you believe, if you have faith. Because the Holy Quran is easy to remember.
Yes.
You know? And Allah will give that to you, and as you travel in your life, if you are truly faithful and a true believer, and Allah will open up portions of that where those open spaces were,
Right.
and tell you from your soul
Yes.
what it means. And you won't fight truth.
Yes.
How you gonna be of Allah and you fighting against truth? I don't care if truth comes from the devil. Truth is truth.
That's right.
You gotta surrender.
That's what.
Huh? I ain't saying surrender to the devil. I said surrender to truth.
Yes.
Huh? The devil come here and say, listen, man, your roof about to cave in. Devil, get out of here. I see them horns on your head and that pitchfork tail. Get out of here. And the roof fall on your
They
head.
didn't even check the roof.
They didn't even check the because the devil said it. And let me tell you something. Allah said to me that it gave man the book in the beginning.
Yeah.
But before it gave man the book, it gave it to the angels. And before it gave it to before it gave it to man, it gave it to the devils, that fallen angels. Allah gave up 3 books. And those of you who know that Allah significantly work in threes, hear what I'm saying. Allah gave it to the angels on high, to the fallen angels, and to man. So don't think Satan don't know the book.
Mm-hmm.
Satan know the book better than you.
Yes.
He rejects better than you too.
Yeah.
But he know the book, and he could trick you with it.
Yes.
Which what he do? He send his people out to, you know, to trick people.
Yeah.
And them people sit up confidence because, see, once Allah blind you and give you confidence in your evil,
Yes.
your evil becomes fair seeming to you,
Yes.
and then you don't be concerned about Allah. How can you be concerned about Allah if Allah caused you to forget it as a curse on you? You can't be concerned about it. You getting all the goods of the world, Allah allowing you to have all the goods of the world.
Right.
And lead all the people astray that will follow you. Allah can force every man, every human being to be completely positive. But Allah bring a balance to this world. It brings good and evil. It brings up and down, in and out, night and day,
Right.
hot and cold. Huh? Allah is the one that do it all. It must do it. If it don't do it, it's not done. And it do the angels too. People want to call the angels today by the names of females like they did before.
Yeah.
And associate them in power. When the angels would tell you they have no power but what Allah manifests through them.
Right.
Allah said in the Holy Quran, when you talk about the war, tell them
Right.
that the angels is with them.
Right.
And in the end, when they won, Allah said, now tell them I only told them the angels was with them
Right.
so that they would have faith. What was Allah saying about them Arabs? They were disbelievers in Allah and they believed in the angels.
Right.
So as a mercy, it said, tell them the angels would be with them. And in the end, it said, I am the doer of all things.
Yeah.
Huh? Now, how many people understand that?
Yeah.
You know? These are lessons for you people. These are things that they're not going to tell you about in your masjid, because if they tell you about that in your mosque and masjids, that means they're going against the
What's the grain?
the grain of the scholars is going against their foundation.
Right.
They're going against everything that has become false of their congregations, of their great superpower in Islam. And trust me, no man of power has power except for that which Ahezaah give them.
Right.
They are an illusion. We live in a world of illusions.
Yes.
We think we have power. Huh? And some of us, we curse Allah until we start hurting. That's why I mentioned the constipation.
Right.
Then we say, oh Lord, it
All
just
the
come
time.
from nowhere. Oh Lord, what Lord you talking about? You sure ain't talking about Jesus.
Especially the brothers that make them foolish mistakes saying Allah can't be called in the restrooms or
Oh, yeah.
all these certain places.
Oh,
But when
yeah.
they're in pain, and
Right.
Allah left that thing in the Quran concerning those things about when you in trouble and hard times, then you call Allah with sincerity.
Yeah.
You know, I just the boat because they only want to equate that's when you on the ships. It's no. When you think something about to happen, you call the
Yeah.
the what? The divine breath.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the in terror or in pleasure. You call on him. Many, most are unconscious, not knowing one of the greatest names of the Lord Most High is the and the hue, the essence that Allah manifests. But people, again, not being connected, Ahezaah sending him to break those seals that have been put on the many minds of men and jinn who don't know the truth of Ahezaah. One thing that people, again, are underestimating, I don't say they underestimate that the power of Allah being with the messenger today.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest tricks. Allah says in the Quran that made so much sense now. Allah said, anytime I raise up a messenger or warner, I create an enemy, one in opposition. Back to the balance again. To be against him. Normally. You know, he's raised to be aware of that. Some call it the Antichrist, but Allah explains that the Antichrist is an institution. You know, false Christ, against Christ. The Christ is to purify the ease of Allah the Most High.
Yeah.
The light of truth. It is against that. So that's why they easily called Jesus the Christ. But Jesus wasn't a fool. He understood what the Christ really meant. And understood what he lived in light of that truth.
Oh, while Jesus walked the earth, they didn't call him the Christ to
Right.
them.
No.
Right.
Jesus cursed them out, just like he cursed the people in the marketplace.
That's right.
Just like he tried to destroy that marketplace.
That's right.
And then he had to get out of town because
Yeah.
Allah made him the Messiah. And John was doing his job, and Jesus trying to do his job with John.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And Jesus was a man. Jesus was an angry man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Christ that was attributed to him after.
Long after, yeah.
300 years later,
yeah.
they try to say,
Yeah.
yeah, and then Paul, how did this guy get up in there?
Oh, yeah.
He come, I didn't need Jesus. I didn't
Yeah.
need, you know, I got the light myself.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of a modern day Paul who have collaborated with the government against the chosen people.
Right.
They were the chosen people at that time in Jerusalem, and Paul came and went against them. And the Romans said, whoever stand with Paul, we're going to give you peace.
Mm-hmm.
But those of you who stand with John and Jesus, we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
And they chased them brothers up in the mountain and the Essenes, and they killed them all off, and they hid those scrolls,
Oh, yeah.
the Dead Sea Scrolls,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which wasn't found for 2,000 years,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But then, here it is, the Romans who was worshiping idols and everything else, just mixed their religion with words that Muhammad and Moses and I mean, words that Jesus and Moses and others who came before him had said.
Mm-hmm.
The government of that day.
The
Government that day, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's like equivalent to the Bush administration, was to sit down and take over one of the religions and then fashion it for themselves and have the people follow themselves. That was equivalent to what the government is.
Well, you look at
government.
the messenger of Allah, whom Allah promised it would send before the coming of the great and dreadful day,
Right.
before the coming of the hour, before the coming of the messenger who would come with the book and the unseen presence of the Lord of power, Elijah.
Yes.
You know, they hated Elijah, and they would not compromise on anything with Elijah.
Right.
They did everything they could to destroy Elijah. They turned some of Elijah's so-called best students against him. And they knew that Elijah had disgruntled children. They had tapped his home and everything else. And if I'm correct, Crow said that they even got a tape where they said, don't worry about it, we got one of Elijah's sons. When he died, we got his sons who's going to work with us.
Yeah.
You know, and this joker come out, thank Allah that I'm here. I come to save you. They were going to kill you. Who, buddy?
Right.
Who was going to kill? Who do you know was going to kill us? Trying to make it seem like Allah told him, man is going to kill my chosen. So you have to go and save them. Go and be the reformer of the religion. Now, what has he did with us, our people? Those who listen to this nut. What have he done? He's taken us away from trying to be liberated, from the love of ourselves, to, you know, I almost said how many grits? To kissing the hand of the Pope. To bowing down to the same administration, the same people, the sons and daughters of the slave masters of the people in the United States of America. The Asiatic black man, which I now understand what Elijah is talking about when he called us Asiatic. There's a reason for not calling us African. And you people, you need to look into that reason. And many of us are part of the Native American people. And Elijah himself was a part of the Native American people, and his son never mentions it. You know, you can look at him and tell he was Indian. You know, and he called him the Asiatic black man because we were people, if you go back 30,000 years or 10,000 years, you will see, you'll come to know the history there is that we migrated from Asia, coming over Bering Straits, which you could walk over at that particular time, you know? But he's come and turned us over to them, those who will follow him, to make it seem like all Allah wanted for us was money and businesses, jobs, things of that nature. That's what Allah wanted for us. And what about spirituality? What about the relationship with Allah that it promises you?
Right.
What about the knowing of the unseen, the reality? Before you die, the physical death in this life. What about all those things that Allah promised through its prophets of old? What about the gifts that it gave its message? Why did Muhammad say poverty is my crown? Why did Muhammad shirt the riches? Although Muhammad was a very rich man. He married a very rich woman. But he did not put those riches over his spirituality, over his truth to the Lord. And then we got this so-called reaffirmer of truth that come from the seed of Elijah, a disgruntled seed at that, and turn you over and have you worshiping in the Pentagon, place where they have killed and planned to kill so many people, plan wars to kill from that place. The Pentagon, that's relative to the pentagram of the devil. Yeah. And then you call them Bilal. The name of a slave. Keep them in slavery. First thing he comes, I'm gonna call myself Bilalian. You know, should have hit him with some bananas. Did you say you want a bananian? Hit him with a, you know, I mean, you know, it's pathetic, man. But people follow because of the love of Elijah. And they believe that for their love for Elijah, they was right. Although Elijah clearly said to those of the old that remember, don't trust my son. I don't trust him. Huh? Elijah had hope for him, sending him to school in Arabia and what have you, but he didn't trust him. He knew what the deal was. The most troublesome one of all, now the leader. And every time I hear him talk, he put me to sleep. And I'm like, how can the people sit there and listen?
So you talk about Lord, you're talking about out of love for Elijah and how for so long he rejected the usage of his father's name.
Oh, when he started losing his followers, then he started talking about, I'm the son of Elijah. When he ran and changed his name from Muhammad to Mohammed. You know, for non-association. But we know, Jen, that the O, where a lot of people don't know, is a sign that that he has been inducted into the realm of the Jinn. We know the meaning of changing from the U to the O. We know. The people don't know. They don't understand that. To them, it's no significance. But that changing that U to the O was just as significant as Elijah putting an X on the back of the people's names.
It's the same thing that people do now. Many of the foreign Arabs that come over here, they literally change their name to Americanize. Why is that? They do it because they want to fit in society many times.
They want to hide.
They want to hide. You know, and they have put away the very thing that many of the brothers in our communities do today. Put the Kool-Aid in the hen and all that on their, thinking they're following the way of Prophet Muhammad. And the Arabs sit back
and laugh
at him behind their back.
Because they knew Muhammad was a dark-skinned man, and he was out in that burning desert, and his hair, like many black men, turned red. Now they gonna go and put Kool-Aid to imitate this man, huh? And they talked about the people, how the people's clothes would drag the ground in this day and time as a sign of this hour, and you got the brothers sagging. You know, like crazy, and the Muslims got high water pants on, unnaturally high, to prove, look at me, I'm really with Muhammad. My pants is 3 inches up, mine's 4 inches up. Well, I'm one better than you, I'm 5 inches up.
One better than that, I'm wearing the dress now. I really wearing the whole skirt thing, I'm like, okay.
Those same Arabs that are laughing at this in America, you hear it.
In America,
shirt,
nice
business suits.
And establishments.
And many of them, you go to the malls, they the ones got the doggone stores that sell the suits.
Yeah. That's true.
They the ones selling the suits. And no brothers ain't saying nothing.
The best tailors in the city.
And this the greatest.
And I hate to say it, but the leaders, the ones who are most prominent, are the fat boys. and fat, unhealthy boys.
Yeah.
With the big beards, and they all look so dirty. You know, the sisters, man, you got some sisters with their clothes dragging the ground.
Yeah.
Literally, their clothes tearing up at the bottom, dragging the ground. Where's them brothers at telling them get them skirts up? Bringing all that filth around. You know, so it's like hypocrisy, man. You know, and blindness. You know, but what was you gonna say, brother? And let's get off this Muslim bashing.
Yeah, so yeah, you know. But like I said again, when
Let's just say hadith bashing.
Yeah. But one of the things again, like Jesus manifesting, I guess, you know, is this truth. Like I said, it's coming like a drop in impurity to purify all the mess that everything is in now. You know, I was talking about something that the message said, you know, Elijah alluded to when he was saying about the filthy water. You give them this, they'll drink that. But if you give them the pure, which I use man now, the pureness of it, I don't want that, because we've been trained to drink the filth. Yeah. We've been trained to deal with the muck and the mire of the religion.
And that pure ain't got no flavor.
Right, you know, and the healthiest thing, and the devil's so slick in his taking people out, all the best foods, everything that you really love, is the most unhealthiest and unnatural, but we draw to because that's what we've been suckled in, nurtured on. And then here comes that one again of truth, and then all above all things is done and manifested in love. Allah loved this world so much, it was send one as a mercy. Allah didn't love humanity or mankind, I should say even better, mankind. Allah said, I could destroy them many times over, but I give the respite and send them one who gives the good news and as a warning. That's a sign for me that when man can't say, we didn't get the call, we weren't called. So again in this day, what's going on in this country, Allah said this country would fall. The world of your being is falling, and people again saying, I hear you,
but I can't get away. They the power. Everybody going with this way. Everybody going that way. You know? And how many smoke screens they gonna throw up? We keep telling you, oh, they say the black man rising. They keep giving you trinkets and trinkets and trinkets. Now they went so far as selecting an African to run for president and really got the people going, see, we rising. Still picking your leaders. People who sound like the brand of an ass. People who go and train themselves to sound like Martin Luther King. You know, like they so religious. And I'm telling you, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want, and you should not want. You know, and people run into that. Oh, he sound like a preacher. He sound like he's from God. You think God sound like that? Man.
Run into that sensationalism, that sensation being excited and turned on.
He said he gave a good sermon. Well, what did he talk about? I don't know, but it was good, boy. I'm telling you, I got the Holy Ghost up in there. You did what it looked like.
Listened to a lady at a graduation commencement, and very eloquent sounding, you know, sensational sounding. But it struck me. She mentioned, we're not going to beat up Muslims, she mentioned Jesus, right? And she was talking, invoking Jesus. Said, but whether you understand Jesus, she was calling out to the people. She was asking people in her sermon, in her speech, whether you understand Jesus to be named Buddha. And I just stopped right there, and I'm thinking, just how clear. Wait a minute, you know, there's like people. It's clear that we understand Jesus and the Buddha are two different people. You know, it's no question that imagine or that Buddha is Allah or Ahezaah or God, as they say, you know, Jehovah, you know, as they imagine that Jesus is one and the same. They confuse us. I don't even like long
they
dialogue.
Well, they didn't go on so far to say that Jesus went to India and taught Buddha. And Buddha was surely here long before Jesus. Well, the same thing, they say David is the root of Jesus, and David surely is called a son, one of the sons of Jesus. You know, a descendant. He came long after Jesus.
Yes,
so these people aren't clear. These people are lost, and they like being lost. They cover it up with sensation.
Excuse me. Let me correct that. I said Jesus being the root of David when he was a son of David. You know.
I see. Our man has given us a sign. We want to thank you for tuning into an Aha moment. As I always say, I hope that we evoke some thought in you to spark you to go on your journey in search of the liberation, to be of truth, to come of the truth, which is the Lord Most High in this day and time. and to help maybe in this cause give out the Lord's truth wherever you may find it, wherever you may be. With that, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, Brother Fat Cat Deen, may Jesus' peace and the blessing of your presence. And those who watch this program, may the Lord's peace be with them out your presence as well. May the Lord continue to bless you and help you. May the Lord bless you to have a good day.
To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you